Alright, it's that time of the day. We're on day 14. Today's day 14. Let's see what fun we have in here. It's a little box. Otter Pops? What's an Otter Pop? Oh, like a Freezy Pop. What does it say? Real shopping brands that fit in your hand. Alright, that's very cute. We'll take that one. I like the orange. What flavor do you guys like? I like orange. What do you like, honey? He likes orange as well. Although I think I ate the cherry a lot. Always wanted the red one. And then I want the orange one.
What's your favorite flavor?
What's your favorite flavor? Orange or red? Well, orange is a flavor, so red is too. All right, tell me what your favorite tropical Otter Pops is, because I need to know. All right, it is Monday, December 13th.
Sure.
But you'll see this on the 14th, so it's day 14 of Vlogmas.
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
And my brain is fried, so could think of nothing to videotape today. I set my, I did the advent calendar, and then, it's 11 days till Christmas, so I said, let's just chat. We'll just chat for a couple minutes.
I haven't had a voice for 2 days, but let's chat.
Let's chat when he can't talk. Maybe that was my secret mission there. So we didn't know what to really chat about. Like when you're just tired and you just can't think straight. Although I normally have to come up with the answers for stuff. So where do you want to go to eat? I don't know. Where do you want to go? I don't know. Where do you want? Okay, let's go to Smoky Bones. Okay, that's where we're gonna go.
I'm a restaurant manager. I don't care where we go as long as it's not where I work.
Anyway, we're either one going to talk about vacations. What vacations we want to take next year. We would also like to know what vacations you want to take next year. And or we're going to talk about what Christmas cookies he would like me to make this year. So let's start with the vacations.
Let's.
Because we never really took vacations together. We have 4 kids, 2 are on the autism spectrum, and so we didn't get any vacation time together, family vacations.
We go down to North Carolina to visit my parents when they live there.
And that was a stressful trip with the kids in the car.
4 kids, 1
4
vehicle.
kids, yeah. 1
Yeesh.
screaming. Yeah, they were very stressful. We never had an enjoyable, I shouldn't say that. No, before the youngest 2 were born, we did go to SeaWorld in Ohio one year with my older 2, and that was a fun trip. My brother brought his daughter, my mom went, and we had a good time there. We had a good time with that SeaWorld. It doesn't exist anymore. And then throughout the years, we took our youngest 2 there, and that was actually the one place that all the kids liked.
Jared never went there.
Oh, Jared never went to see one? Wow.
Yeah, Zachary was a baby last time.
Okay. So, and then really it's hard to take a vacation when you have kids with special needs. It's stressful on them, it's stressful on you, so we just stopped going places. We didn't really go anywhere. And then
we tried to do things around Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but the 2 of us never went and did anything together.
No.
So that was pretty much for 24 years. We didn't travel. And then back up a minute. I always traveled with businesses. I had conventions in Miami or conventions in Greensboro, North Carolina. I had conventions in Ocean City. I had a social media convention in LA one time. I traveled around the different states with a volunteer thing that I did years ago.
And I would stay home and watch the boys.
And he stayed home and watched the boys. And every time I left, when I came back, the house was clean. It was super clean. And I kept saying, you need to be a stay-at-home dad. Made dinner, did laundry, cleans the toilet. Like, it was... I should travel more often.
I do that when you don't travel.
But then that was stressful for me to be gone, knowing that he was here taking care of all that. But the boys were always better for him. It was weird. So I have traveled a lot. Now, the business that I'm in now with the CBD, their convention was in Vegas in 2019, right? 2019. And did I ask you if you wanted to go, or did you say you wanted to go?
You asked, and I very quickly said yes.
So
Which shocked you.
He did come to some of the Ocean City trips with me, and Greensboro.
Tell
But he
him
never
how
came.
wonderful I made the Ocean City.
The Ocean City trips were great. We got a beach house, and there was like 5 bedrooms, and we all pitched in. There was a whole bunch of us, and every morning, it was only a 3-day trip, so for 2 mornings, he made omelets for everybody in the house, and there was at least 10 to 12 people in the house. Bacon, eggs made to order, and then we would go to our convention, and then we'd come back, and he would have lunch ready to go. Big salad bar thing going. Did you make burgers on it? I can't remember. No. But something simple and something quick for us to have, and then we'd go back to the convention.
And one night during the trip, I would make dinner for everybody.
Yeah. So he's a very important part of conventions. If you go to conventions, you always want him to come to conventions. So, what was I saying?
2019.
So 2019. So my company says they're going to do a convention in Vegas. Now he knew I loved Vegas, and then I had been there in 1996 when I was pregnant with our 3rd child. In August of 96, and it was very, 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 very hot. So the biggest memory for me was I went with my mom and my sister and another sister that I didn't know I had till a couple months before this trip. That's a whole other story. But I had a good time. I remember my shoes melting. I had those little white Keds tennis shoes, and I remember them melting to the sidewalk. And I just always wanted to go back. I always wanted to go back to Vegas. I like Keno. Keno is my game. I've been playing it since 1986. Is that when I turned 21? 86? He is not a Keno fan. He doesn't get it. I
get the game. I don't get the attraction to the game.
Well, I played it with my mom. My mom's not here anymore. But I always liked Keno. I don't know what it is. It's the numbers, because there's numbers, and there's so many different ways you can win. And I don't know. It's just, I just love Keno. And my mom would always hit that button one more time, just to get one more ball out, one more thing out. And that's when the coins came out of the machines. And you had the little buckets. That was, you didn't get to experience that. You never went to the local casinos I took her to. Anyway, so I said, hey, do you want to go to Vegas? And he was like, yeah, I'll go. So we were excited. This was kind of going to be like a little date trip vacation. Was that a whole week? Did we go a whole week for that one? We went 5 days.
We stayed 5 nights.
5 nights. So, I didn't know what was going on in Vegas, and we started watching YouTube videos, and we jumped right into say hi to Matthew. And he told me about the Win app, so I started playing the Win app, and then I got free rooms at the Win, and I got 4 free nights that first trip. 4, yes I did.
2.
The second trip.
You had 4 free nights the second trip. You had 2 free nights the first trip.
Okay, hold on a minute. So I got 2 free nights the first trip. So we watched, Matthew told us that, and then Ace of Vegas.
Tangerine Travels. We learned of My Vegas through Tangerine Travels, then honed our skills with Ace of Vegas.
Ace of Vegas. Okay, so because we Googled, My Vegas, and then Ace of Vegas popped up. And we were like, this guy's cool. We did that. So we got 2 free rooms at the Mirage. Nope, zip it. No, we did not. We got 2 free rooms at Mandalay Bay that year. Right?
Yeah, but we only stayed one full night. I'll break down our stays.
Till your voice gives out.
We stayed the first 2 nights at the Wynn, which she earned through the Wynn app.
Which we now love the Wynn, and that's our hotel.
Her conference was at the Mirage. She wanted to stay there. But because there was a conference there were no free rooms.
Right.
We paid for 2 nights at the Mirage.
Yeah.
And then we got 2 nights at Mandalay Bay after that for free through My Vegas.
Okay.
Which we stayed the first night. And we booked it for 2 nights because our flight wasn't till later. So that we would have somewhere to...
Well, yeah, if something were to happen with the flight, then we want to make sure we still have a room.
Yeah, because we had watched a couple vloggers that had gotten stuck in places and had flights canceled. So we had the Mandalay Bay for 2 nights, and I think our flight was our flight left Vegas at like 11 o'clock.
PM.
PM.
Yeah, we like staying until the last minute. Like, we do not want to leave.
Well, that was the only red eye we actually took, though. Like, we got home at 6 o'clock here.
Yeah, it's bad for like a day, but otherwise it's worth it because you don't miss anything in Vegas. So that was the first year.
Yes.
But as we're watching these videos, so we find Dave and Michelle from We Work to Visit Vegas.
Yes.
And we were just Googling, Vegas, Las Vegas, just Las Vegas. And we love Dave and Michelle. So I like to follow people on all their social media handles. And I went to their Instagram page. And this Hog and 2 Cent were following them. And they were talking about them. And I'm like, that's an interesting name. So then I followed them on YouTube. And then, holy cow, that's where we met all of the people who are watching right now from Vegas. Everybody that we met that was the lineage, right? And we also watched Living in Las Vegas.
Living in Las Vegas were
Erica
the first Vegas vloggers we watched.
Erica and Craig.
We got into Matt Bridger through both We Work to Visit Vegas and Hog and 2 Cent.
Hog and 2 Cent, yeah. So we learned about the apps. We were getting our free rooms. We were getting our comps. Then I don't like to pay full price for anything. I was a coupon blogger years ago. Then we see this pennies for Vegas guy, and I'm like, we gotta follow this guy. We actually saw him in one of We Work to Visit Vegas's videos. I don't know if it was their summit. Their first summit or something, and he was standing off the side. And that's the first time we saw JR too, and didn't realize who he was. I just remember thinking how tall Mark was. I was like, that guy's tall. And then Vegas Tips and Tricks went and had hot dogs with them one night. Remember? It
was the night of the summit.
The night of the summit, yeah. So we watched so many of you, and now we actually know you. So it's kind of cool how that all happened. So we went in October of 2019.
October 2019.
And then August of 2020.
Yes. That was super hot.
That was super hot.
We landed in Vegas at 10 in the morning there.
And then we drove to Red Rock.
Straight to Red Rock.
Straight to Red Rock.
113 degrees.
Yeah. And it's a dry heat.
It is. I learned what a dry heat means because I am not by any means
Do you want to come up here? Do you want to come up here and say
And
hi?
I sweat, and I wasn't sweating.
I wasn't sweating either,
degrees.
Yeah. All right, somebody's going to have to let him out. Hold on.
I'll be right back.
Does he need a biscuit?
Keep talking. You do that anyway.
I mean, I can pause it till you get back. Funny guy. So yeah, we drove to Red Rock. It was really hot. Came back, checked into our room. We do like getting in early in the morning and then doing something all day, and then checking into the room and starting your day in Vegas. Like it's I feel like we accomplish so much when we do that. So we didn't rent a car the first year. We walked everywhere. My feet were killing me. We rented a car in 2020, and then we just went again in. We just went again in October for Rocktober, and we rented a car for that. So we will always rent a car.
But when we didn't rent a car the first time,
I said my feet were killing me.
Yeah, but the very first thing we got to do doesn't exist anymore. Super cool. Was Trip to Strip.
Oh yeah, so we saw that. Was that on Matthew's vlog?
Yes.
So Trip to Strip was like the big limo bus, basically.
It looked like a party bus.
It looked like a party bus.
It was like super cool. And
so we got there, and the Uber and Lyft rides were nuts. We already had this reservation for Trip to Strip, and the guy pulls up, and we're the only two on there. We felt like royalty on there.
We had a party bus.
He was so friendly. We had a good time on there. But they don't have that anymore. And then we did do an Uber. We Ubered and Lyft.
We had a Lyft ride that was, you could do a horror movie about it.
If we weren't here right now, no, I was seriously, this chick scared the bejeebas out of me because I'm holding his hand like this, and I have my phone recording out the window because she had somebody in the front seat. She didn't have any room in her trunk for our luggage. So Ernie somehow jammed it in there, and then we still had our carry-on. We had a big luggage and we had little things to carry on. And so we're in the back smushed with this stuff, and then she drops this lady off at her hotel. I think she dropped her off at the Aria. Yep. And we keep going, and then she made some noise like, oh crap. And she turned. I thought she was just turning around. She turned to go down and around a building. I don't even know where it was, but the way that she went, it was like an old beat up warehouse, and like when we got around, there were no cars, and we were both scared for a second. Like, what were you doing with your phone?
I wasn't doing anything with my phone. I was making sure my door was unlocked.
The door was unlocked. And so I'm just recording, and then I said something. I don't know if I was talking to you just to like distract or whatever, and here she took a wrong turn and was like trying to make this really weird. It was really odd on how she did this detour, like to go around. I've never been scared in a car before, but we both were for like two minutes. Like, we didn't know if we were going to be robbed or what was going on. So we will rent a car from now on.
I have been scared in a car before, but
shut up.
She's usually driving when that
happens. Shut up. He's not funny. Tonto, please don't pull my cord out of the phone. Okay. Anyway, we digress. So always rent a car. So like I said, we never traveled. And then we traveled 3 times in 2020. Which the world had ended. You know, you weren't allowed to do anything. And we traveled to Texas in February, in Houston to see his parents.
Right before the pandemic.
Right before the pandemic. His dad was in the hospital. So we're really glad we made that trip. And then he worked every day.
I never stopped working.
He never stopped working. He works in a restaurant, and we
went to go only, and it was the first couple of weeks was just managers running it, and we only had 3 managers. It was good
so
time.
The world is like feeling all this, and then he's still working during this, and he's working with people. You know, everybody's wearing masks and they're scared and they don't know what's going on, and it's just a bunch of emotions. And he was coming home. That started at the end of March. So within like a month, he changed. He was not himself. And I'm like, he's got to get out of here. And I said, let's go do something. Let's go to Virginia Beach for the weekend.
That was at the end of May.
Right, that was the end of May, but like within a month of this hitting, like he was just changing, and I said, I don't know what else to do. We need to just get out of here, and like just give your brain a break.
That was the cool thing. The higher ups in my company were also encouraging us. Take a day. So I was able to wedge an extra day in with my days off, and we just drove to Virginia Beach.
Yeah, we've never been to Virginia Beach. Never been there. And it's an hour drive? 9-hour drive?
No, it was like 8.
It was about 8-hour drive. And we stayed right on the beach. And it was in May, so nothing's open. The beaches weren't open, but the beach there actually opened up the next day that we were there.
Yep.
And it was cold. You had to wear your coat. It was rainy. But it was really pretty. It was very relaxing. We walked around. There were some really cool restaurants there. Abbey Road, I think, was the one
super cool
that I liked. And they were gluten-free friendly. They all knew what I wanted, and pizza and stuff. And then we just liked the road trips. We would drive, anywhere. So, I want your blankie. And so I was really glad we did that. And then he said, well, we're probably not going to make it to, Vegas this year. And I'm like, oh, we're still going to Vegas.
We already had it planned, had reservations and everything.
Oh, because wasn't my convention then? My convention was supposed to be in August. And I'm like, we're going. We had everything. The rooms were already planned out. We already had the flight.
Rent a car.
He won like a $300 Southwest gift card at work. $400. So we had the flight done. The rooms were paid for. We got a good discount on the car. Everything was paid for. I'm like, unless they stop flying, we're going. We're going to Vegas in 2020.
We were going in August. It was about halfway through July. We were literally a month from it and thought we're going to have to cancel this trip.
Oh, yeah,
and
we didn't
went
know
through that for like a week.
Yep.
That we're going to have to cancel this trip. And after that week, we're like, screw it, we're going.
We're just going to go. I said, we have to go because we've already just seen how the world can change in a year. If we don't go, who knows what next year is going to be. Like, so if we had the opportunity to go, we should just go. And so we did, and it was different. And I'm glad he got to experience it before this all happened, so he could see everything. And then, now it's different. Some things are getting better,
but it was the first vacation I'd ever had with her.
It was just me and
just her, the two of us. No conference, no nothing.
No agenda, no schedule.
We had a great time.
We just like and
a lot of things were closed, so we had fun at what was open.
Yeah. I'm glad we went to Red Rock.
Wedwalk.
Wedwalk. Do you ever go to Wedwalk?
And having a car that time also let us explore a lot of, like, we went to Red Rock Casino.
Oh yeah, that was fun. There's a Lucille's in there that got some really good barbecue. Burnt ends are amazing. I love burnt ends. Which the first time we had burnt ends was in Erie, wasn't it? In a casino. In a casino. We like to travel around the casinos. But he goes with me. He likes walking around. He's funny. So we watched the TV show Las Vegas, okay?
People watching her.
We watched Las Vegas, and he cracks me up now when we go anywhere, and he'll be looking around and be like, oh, there's a camera over there. Oh, yeah, look at that guy over there. He's watching that guy over there.
Well, for those that don't know, the TV show Las Vegas is about security and surveillance in a casino.
Yeah.
It was a drama.
Which was in Mandalay Bay.
It was called the Montecito.
It was called the Montecito, but they did some scenes in Mandalay Bay, and that's why we stayed there first, because we were like, we want to stay in the same place.
The girl that checked us in even talked about that.
They have a tour. They have a tour that you can do there, and we should do that one year.
Yeah.
So this year we went for October, and we stayed at, what was the first hotel? Well, no, wait, we didn't say where we stayed last year, because we ended up staying at the Aria and the Wynn. I had 4 nights at the Wynn. You can't really do that anymore without spending a ton of money. And 2 nights at Mirage, but they weren't open when we went, so they moved us to Aria, and I actually really liked Aria.
I loved Aria.
The 007 game, which we did really well right before we left, and
they had the Burger Lounge, which is
it's Posh Burger now. So we got to have a burger at the Burger Lounge, and then this year we got to have a burger at Posh Burger, and we got to see Denise, our friend Denise, came down the escalator while we were sitting there eating Posh Burger. That was like one of the highlights of our trip.
It really was.
The other one is meeting all of you for October. But, so we stayed at I'm not a fan of hopping hotels, okay? I just feel like you miss out on resting and sleeping in and just enjoying. I don't know. It's a lot of work. So we did 3 hotels in 6 days again.
I kind of like
this
it
year
because I like seeing the different hotels and stuff.
I get that. So we went Mandalay Bay. We had 2 rooms for. We did get upgraded to the Delano.
What floor on the Delano?
Like the 172nd floor or something. What floor was that?
62nd.
62nd, which is one down from the highest, right?
Yeah.
That view was worth. There could have just been a bed in the room, and a toilet. Like it was. That view was amazing. And we don't really spend a lot of time in the room. No. But we just want a good view, and especially at night. But we always stay at the Wynn every year. Like the Wynn is one of our places. I will play that game to get 2 free nights. Like that's, which I'm doing again because we are traveling there again in March. So right after October, we decided. I wanted to celebrate our anniversary.
I haven't made a decision in years.
I wanted to celebrate our anniversary in Vegas in March. Our anniversary is the 25th of March. I got married during March Madness. Did not really know what that meant.
She got married she picked the date during March Madness, and in 95, Michael Jordan's coming out of his first retirement.
So yeah, so the honeymoon was interesting.
Our wedding and honeymoon was all
in
basketball.
Niagara Falls.
And I give her credit for that. She let me watch a lot of basketball during our honeymoon.
But I didn't understand what March Madness was. I didn't know it was going to be, oh my God, this is going to be my life now. So I'm like, let's go to Vegas for our anniversary, and you can watch March Madness on the big screens at Circa or Westgate. We ended up loving Westgate. We got to meet Trooper and at Trooper Thursday. So we want to go.
The Westgate Sportsbook is crazy.
Yeah. So we want to.
She doesn't care.
We want to do that. Well, in the meantime, so we make, like, literally, I don't even think we were home yet. And we planned this. We're going to go in March for our anniversary. And then, so the other people are going to be there in March as well. So it's going to be a busy time. We're going to get to see some people. But we made 2 new friends last year that we're excited to see this year again. And we've been keeping in touch since October, so that was fun. Who I met through another vlogger. Another Vegas vlogger, and my aunt lives out there and my cousin lives out there, so we have a lot to do. What did we want to do? Hoover Dam this time. Every time I want to do the Hoover Dam, but I want to hit all the little casinos. We went to Silverton last year.
No, we didn't.
October.
No, we didn't.
We didn't go to Silverton.
We went to South Point.
South Point twice for buffet, right? That's a cute little place.
Yeah, I like the South Point.
We like South Point. So there's a whole bunch of
Silverton's out by it. We want to go there. Yeah. Tell them where the last place we stayed.
The last place we stayed.
Oh, please. What's our last name start with?
Oh, we stayed at the M Resort. Because I earned 2 free rooms there. Because we have a local casino here that is connected to the M and Tropicana.
And the M is just outside.
And the other Whiskey Pete's or something. I don't even know where that is. I mean, it's in Vegas somewhere, but...
The M is just outside of Vegas in Henderson.
So that was... I like that we stay at these weird places, and the views are
The view
awesome.
is crazy from that. It's 11 miles away from the Strip, and we can still see the whole strip.
Now, there's only 11 floors, right? Something like that. We were on the 8th floor. Real pretty inside.
It was a beautiful place. It really was.
Yeah, and it's the...
And it was the official
hotel
and casino of the Raiders.
So there was a lot of Raider gear all
around. It was super cool though, super chill.
Yeah.
Like it was so relaxing to spend our last 2 days there. We still drove out to the Strip and did a bunch of stuff on the Strip the last 2 days, but
yeah, that was fun. So when we go in March, I know we're spending 2 nights at the Wynn. The My Vegas apps is not really doing any comp rooms that we can see, so
she knows we're staying 2 nights at the Wynn. We already have 2 nights booked. Where?
At the Bedora. Yeah, so it's nice getting
upstairs making noise.
So that's our Vegas trip.
And so tell them about the room.
Oh, at
Vidara.
At the Vidara.
It was free, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I paid $20 extra a night.
Why?
To have the fountain view.
Hog would love it.
We've never had a fountain view. We always talk about wanting to go to Cosmo, but until we can afford a full night room, that's not going to happen.
Stuff cheap and enjoy.
Or until they get on My Vegas, but now there's no rooms on there anyway. So things just keep changing, and we're gonna do that. We're trying to do 2 vacations a year. Vegas is going to be one of them. So next year, I don't know. He thought about going to Texas to see his family again. I wanted to go to like New Jersey. They got the Borgata out there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what we'll do. And who knows, like life changes, and we do want to rent.
We have different ideas we want to do. We'd like to go up to New England.
Yeah.
We want to do Lake Tahoe sometime.
We want to rent. Well, I wanted to rent a Winnebago. I wanted to rent a Winnebago years ago. I'm like, just get a Winnebago and go. Now it's like, we'll rent a nice gas-efficient car and drive across the country.
And stay in hotels.
It'll
be cheaper than renting a Winnebago.
Yeah.
And
safer, probably.
Camping.
This is when we retire. So this is like 6 to 10 years down the road. Well, and you're a baby, so like 15 years down the road. I got like 6 years. Yeah, I think that would be fun. I would love to go cross country, and we do great on road trips together.
We like road trips.
Either he doesn't talk for the whole trip, or we play music and I talk for the whole trip and he just listens.
No, she doesn't. She's funny about that.
I used to talk for the whole, but then I stopped doing that.
I used to get in trouble because I didn't talk, and now I start talking. 5 minutes into me talking, she'll look up from her phone and go, "Huh?"
I don't have any service on my phone, so I know that's not true. So when we do the road trips, it's like, you normally say the person who drives the car is in charge of the radio. However, not on a road trip. So
that's funny.
He has a playlist, which is pretty decent. I'll give you that. It's pretty decent. And
know your listener.
We were coming back from Tennessee. We're driving back from Tennessee, and I started listening to some crime podcasts. And I said, hey, because we would rotate. You listen to your playlist for a little bit, and I want to listen to this. And I'm like, let's put on this podcast for a little bit. I do like Tom Segura's podcast, too. So we had that on.
That blew me away. We're on our way there. She puts on Two Bears, One Cave, which is Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer. I listen to that all the time.
And I'm like, yeah, put it on.
She turned, no, you didn't. You just grabbed my phone and put it on.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I was like, are you feeling all right?
I just wanted to listen to something different. And then I put the crime podcast on. Those were pretty good.
Yeah, they were.
Those were really good.
It was pretty cool.
So I think we'll do that again on a road trip, or I might do that when I fly. I don't know. So, yeah, this probably went way longer than I thought.
We like to watch stupid movies when we fly.
We do. I like to watch.
This is weird. This is gonna be so weird. Out of all of our flights, yes, Schitt's Creek
we like to watch
our airplane show.
Like, we are not even caught up because we only watch it when we fly.
But my favorite movie we've watched on any flight was Killing David Hasselhoff.
Oh man, that was funny. Yeah. I'm trying to think what I can't remember.
007 on the way home.
Oh yeah, we want to start watching 007 movies because it's so good to us when we play the casino games. So.
All right, this is a long.
All right, so video. We're not going to talk about cookies because I'll probably
I like cookies.
I like cookies.
So, there we go.
I will make some or whatever. So I'm gonna go edit this
there,
vlog.
We said Christmas cookies now, so there can be a Christmas vlog.
It doesn't have to be Christmassy on the vlog. It just needs to be about your day. So, yeah, this is like, we're like 35 minutes in. I will edit it. I will try to cut some of the stuff out, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
We did mention some vloggers throughout. We have so many that we watch, so many that we love.
Yeah.
Our last trip was for Rocktober, So we have to give a shout out to Vegas Best Ideas and Gambling Granny, because those were the two reasons we were there.
Good
for that
time
trip.
for that, yeah.
Right here, they were a blast.
And there's so many people and then trying to meet, but you guys already saw that in our other vlog, so in our Rocktober vlog, I think. That's it. That's all we're gonna do. I'm gonna go edit this, and then I'm gonna go to bed, and then we'll see what happens tomorrow. An hour ago, we were like, "Oh, we don't have anything to talk about." Yeah, that was weird because. See how I can just do that though? Yep. We should do a podcast. Who wants to do the intro to our podcast? What would we talk about? No, so I can't with him. He's being ridiculous.
I would be amazing on a podcast.
You would be so obnoxious on a podcast. Well, which would make it a good podcast, apparently. We'll think about it. All right, you guys have a good night, morning, afternoon. I'll see you tomorrow. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.